Hello and welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. We're excited that you're here to learn about some great schools. I have a few housekeeping announcements though before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school or schools by including their names in the Q&A in the question box that you're typing, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their programs. Your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is really important. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening for Pennsylvania students, so be sure to sign up for more. This presentation and all presentations are being recorded. They'll be available in about a week's time. You can sign up for more sessions and you can see those recordings all at the same website, which is strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. I'd now like to turn it over to our very first school that's presenting today. We'll be hearing from University College Dublin.
All right, hello everyone. Thank you all for being here. My name is Kendall Hook and I am a representative for University College Dublin. I am personally located in New York City, but as our name suggests, we are actually in Dublin, Ireland. So with that, we will pop across the pond. I'm not sure if you're just starting your college search process, but congratulations on looking international. If you have been to Ireland yourself, you probably know what I'm about to say. But if you have not, if you've heard like friends or family talk about all the great things that Ireland has to offer, they're all true. Ireland is an incredibly safe, friendly, and welcoming country. It's often ranked in the top 10 to 12 safest countries in the world, and oftentimes the world's friendliest country as well. It is a small country, but for being a small country, it is mighty, and it is a very globally connected, multicultural society. So you have people from all over the world coming to Ireland and Dublin specifically, whether it's for school or to work. So in regards to working, Dublin is the EU headquarter capital. So we have companies like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Airbnb. They all have their headquarters in Dublin, Ireland, which makes for a great opportunity like to network for either internships while you're in school at UCD, or for possible jobs either in Ireland or back here in the US when you graduate. Dublin itself is an amazing city. It too is small but mighty. It is a major European capital, but it is easy to navigate, great public transportation, easy to walk and navigate. UCD's campus is very close to the hustle and bustle of downtown. Dublin's population is very youthful. I think over half of Dublin's population is under the age of 34 to 36 or so. So it's incredibly youthful, vibrant, lots of things to do in Dublin, which makes for a great place to spend your 4 years. So we are University College Dublin, or UCD, and we were founded in 1854. So we are one of Ireland's oldest universities. We are in the top 1% of universities worldwide, as well as the #1 ranked university in Ireland, not to mention the largest and most international. So we have about 30,000 students, and of that student population, about 30% or so are coming from outside of Ireland. So as a comparison, about US universities typically have maybe 10% international students or fewer. So we have 30%, which is pretty huge. So between our pretty modern campus and our student population size and our research output, we feel very similar to a large public research institution here in the US. And we have a large range of degree plans that are fully transferable back here to the US, which I will touch on in just a second. We have very modern amenities. We have a very familiar campus. We have all the things that you're typically used to here in the US. So the gym, the student union, the libraries, the academic support services, the career services, we have it all at UCD for you. Not to mention a really robust student life. So we have over 130 clubs and organizations for you to get involved in and find your niche. We also have on-campus housing. We venture to guarantee all of our international first-year students housing on campus, which typically includes your own bedroom and your own bathroom, which is pretty cool. We have over 70 undergrad degree programs, A to Z, architecture to zoology. Some are 3 years, but I would say the vast majority of our students are on campus for the full 4 years. These are the colleges that all of our programs are housed under. I do want to highlight that UCD does not have general education requirements, so you would apply directly to the program you're interested in. So if you want to be an English Lit major, you can apply directly to the English Literature program, and you never have to take another math class again ever, which is great if you know what you want to study. But if you don't, we do have a unique program called the Liberal Arts and Sciences program. And that allows you to take classes across multiple colleges, your first and/or second year, before ultimately deciding what you want to pursue. So that gives you a little bit of flexibility and time to decide. That is the most popular with our US students. About a quarter of our US students start in that program. There are a couple ways to apply to UCD. You can apply directly on our website, but you can also apply on the Common App. The Common App is obviously the most popular, so you can find us there, and it just makes it a little bit easier for you. We do focus primarily on academics. So although we do have some programs that are test flexible this year, if you have SAT, ACT, or AP scores, we encourage you to submit them because they can only help. We have rolling application deadlines, so applications open October 1st, but we do encourage you to submit your December 1st if you would like. If you would definitely like to get your decision back in time for scholarship applications in February, because you have to be an offer holder to apply for those. For scholarships, we have a range of scholarships available for international students that range between 10 to 100% of tuition, and they are primarily academic merit-based. About 80% of our international students receive some sort of merit-based award. All in, UCD is about $40,000, so less expensive than going out of state or to a private school here in the US. But good to note that we do accept US federal loans. So with that, I will leave you with my contact information, and I'll pop it into the chat as well. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the presentations tonight.
Great, thank you so much, Kendall, for sharing about the University College Dublin. Our next school today is going to be the University of Roehampton, London.
Hi, everyone. My name is Haley Drogas, and I am the Regional Manager for North America for University of Roehampton. There we go. So just a little bit about Roehampton. Situated on a beautiful parkland campus in Southwest London, we have a very proud history dating back actually about 180 years now, though the slide says 175. And we are situated right next to the Royal Park Richmond. So it's a very beautiful parkland, green space and area. And it really gives you best of both worlds between having a beautiful traditional university campus with lots of outdoor space and so much to do, but also we are considered London's campus university. So you do have everything that London has to offer. And just to show you on this slide quickly where we're located in proximity to central London. So as you can see, everything in central London, so Houses of Parliament, London Eye, everything's in that area with the cluster of buildings. And then you can see us, the green building in Southwest London. So we are still in London. However, we are about a 15-minute train or underground commute into central London and about a 20 to 30-minute bus ride. And just some fun facts about Roehampton. We have 141 nationalities on campus, and approximately 10% of our 8,000 student population are international students, not including EU students. We're about 20% international if you include students from other parts of Europe. And we have a 3-year bachelor's degree. So you would only study with us for 3 years, which really helps with affordability and just saving a lot of time on your education. And we do accept US federal aid, and we have scholarships available, which I will touch on in a bit. And I'm so excited to say that the UK is bringing back the post-study work visa. So after completing a degree with us, you could stay and work and live in the UK, and especially in London, for up to 2 years upon graduating. And just to quickly touch on our different academic departments at Roehampton. So we have 7 different departments, including the School of Arts, Business, Education, Humanities, Life Sciences, Psychology, and Social Sciences. So pretty much anything you could think of, we have it, apart from the more STEM type programs like engineering. Unfortunately, we don't have those, but pretty much everything else we have. And a lot of our programs are very highly ranked within London and the UK. And 66% of the research that is done on campus at Roehampton is considered of world-class. And within some of our departments, 100% of said research is the world-class standard. So a little bit about how to apply to Roehampton. When you apply to Roehampton, you don't just apply to the university like you would in the United States. You apply to the program that you are planning to study. And we are on the UCAS application, which is basically like the United Kingdom version of the Common App. So you can apply for up to 5 schools on the UCAS application, but I do always just recommend to apply directly to our website because it is free and very easy to navigate. And we do have rolling admissions, so you don't have to meet any hard deadlines to apply with us. And just a little bit about our entry requirements for undergrad. We typically look for a GPA range of 2.8 to 3.0 on high school transcripts. And we are SAT and ACT optional. However, if you have taken them, I always encourage to submit those scores just because it's a great supplemental material towards your application, since we do look at all applicants holistically in the admissions office. And just a few of our programs do require an additional entry requirement, which you can see listed, and we also have on our website. And then in terms of tuition and fees, we are quite affordable. And then on top of that, if you also take into that account that we have our bachelor's degrees only being 3 years, so you save a whole year of tuition and fees to study with us. But on average, for full cost of living, tuition, fees, everything, you're looking at approximately $35,424 US per year. So quite affordable, especially if you compare it to living and studying in major cities in the US. And we are on FAFSA, like I said, so you can still utilize US federal loans if you are planning to already. And I will say, in terms of scholarships, we have quite a few scholarships available, but the one that I find a lot of my American students qualify for right off the bat is the Merit-Based Scholarship or Excellence Award. So that is something that you can easily find out about upon applying, and if admitted, then you might be awarded anywhere from £1,000 up to £4,000 off your annual tuition, which just makes it even more affordable. And here is quickly just a map to show you our beautiful campus. 3 of our 4 colleges are shown on this map. Our Whitelands College is a bit of a ways out of the way from the rest of campus, just off to the side there, so it's not on the map. But as you can see, we've got 2 lakes on campus, so much green space, and everything is a pretty easy walking distance. And to quickly touch on accommodation, I'll be quick, and there goes my timer too, sorry. All of our accommodations are single rooms, which is really great and quite affordable, pretty much the cheapest rent you will find in London. And as you can see, we have a lot of clubs, activities, and sports on campus. Here are some more of our beautiful parts of campus, and that is all. Thank you all so much for your time. I am actually based in Pittsburgh, so I'm a fellow Pennsylvanian, and I encourage you all to reach out during Eastern time hours. Thank you.
Thank you so much for presenting on the University of Roehampton. Our next school today is going to be the University of Glasgow.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for giving up a bit of your time tonight to join. My name is Jason Vine, the Senior International Officer with the University of Glasgow. I'm based in DC, so not too very far from y'all, at least in the same time zone. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And then just in case, I don't get through everything, there is a QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen, so feel free to give it a scan if something kind of catches your fancy. But let's pop on up to Scotland. So welcome to Glasgow. This shot of the city is taken from atop the bell tower on the main building on campus. Glasgow actually means dear green place in Scots Gaelic. And so you can see just how green the city is. So if you need a break from urban city life and go hug a tree for a minute, you have plenty of opportunities. If you look in the background on the horizon, you see the start of the Scottish lowlands and just a little bit further of the Scottish highlands to go live your Outlander fantasy if you're feeling it. So in the morning, you can go for a big hike, and then in the evening, end up back in a major city with all of the creature comforts that you might be used to. A couple of quick facts about the University of Glasgow. We were established in 1451. It makes us one of the 4 Scottish ancient universities, and we're actually the 4th oldest English-speaking institution in the world. To complement that ancient tradition of teaching over 500 years, we are consistently ranked in the top 100 in the world, currently ranked 67th at the moment and 14th in the UK. So you have a great teaching tradition to help complement where you're studying. We are a large institution, 29,000 students. However, that student body is made up of over 140 different nationalities. So you'll be in a wonderful diverse pool of ethnicities, nationalities while you're on campus that contributes to the discussions in your classrooms for sure. And then the US education system is loosely based on the Scottish. So there's a 4-year degree structure, very similarly to what you might find in the US, except there are no gen ed requirements. So you have the option to come in, start studying your major without any of the other gen eds that you have to worry about. So if you've never been to Scotland, Scotland's voted the most beautiful country in the world in 2019. I kind of mentioned that there's plenty of opportunities for you to get outside, go exploring. This is taken from Loch Katrine, which is the closest loch to campus, about 30 minutes. And you don't have to worry about driving. Public transportation in Scotland is pretty great. So if you ever invited on a hill walk with your Scottish friends, just be prepared. You're going to go climb a miniature mountain. They don't call them mountains, they're hills. But for sure, when you're walking in Glasgow for special events, you'll see plenty of kilts. You'll hear plenty of bagpipes. None of that is made up. Just kind of like contributes to the atmosphere that you'll be living and learning in once you're in Scotland. This is an aerial view of campus. So the main building is the prominent building that you see here. It looks like a castle. You can't really ignore the comparison to Hogwarts. And Glasgow actually owns most of the buildings that you see in this image. So we've got a couple of the departmental buildings. So engineering is down at the bottom, geography and earth science is over to the left. If you follow the street, University Avenue, named after Glasgow, follow it down to the curve of the road, you see the medical campus just here. And the main building is definitely a figurehead of the Glasgow skyline. When you look up Glasgow, you'll see actually the steeple for our bell tower in the city skyline. And then just across the street, we have our 13-story library, which in my opinion gives you the best views of the city on a clear day. It rains quite a bit in Scotland, but on a clear day, it gives you the best views. And at the moment, we house Shakespeare's original manuscripts, which is such an important and really exclusive resource for any literature students that we might have. Just across the street from the library, we have the Fraser Building, which is kind of like a student union. So it has the study abroad team, the student support team for any questions that you might have on finding work or about your visa or transitioning to Scotland. There's also the campus bookstore, as well as a doctor's office and a place where you can go grab a sandwich or a quick coffee if you're running a little bit late. So you'll probably spend quite a bit of time in the Fraser Building. It's a good contact point on campus for sure. So the university is based over in the West End, so not city center, but the West End is a little bit more of a slower pace part of the city, much more student friendly. And the West End is known as the foodie quarter of the city too. So it's got a nice range of cheap pubs that is very friendly on a student budget to expensive and fancy restaurants that you can use to impress your friends or your family if they come to visit you. So there's quite a wide range, but this is Ashton Lane, and the West End is full of old cobblestone streets. It provides a really nice atmosphere for that romantic European experience as you're walking through your way to class from your dorm. You have about a 15-minute walk to get to campus, and you're passing the independent bookshops, the independent coffee shops, the patisserie, the boulangerie. So you feel very European while you're there. You don't need to worry about having a car. A lot of the streets in the West End are much more pedestrian friendly than they are car friendly. So a lot of times it's a much quicker to walk. But the West End is only a 9-minute subway ride to get into city center, or a 25-minute walk, depending on how you're feeling that day. So for entry requirements, if you're doing the IB diploma, we're looking for a 32 to 38 on your IB diploma. That includes TOK, extended essay, any extra points that you can grab. If you're not doing the IB diploma, we need 3 tests from you at AP level, and you must have a 4. You do have the option to replace one of those AP tests with either the SAT or the ACT, and we need at least a 1280 or 27, and we don't super score. And if your access to these tests have been impacted by COVID, we will be test optional. We'll allow you to apply if you have a 3.5 GPA. And then we're looking to see that you've taken honors and AP courses in relevant subjects to the degree that you apply to. As far as subject areas, we have over 500 different degree combinations. All are in the top 20 in the UK, except for philosophy. That's not quite in the top 20 yet. So you've got quite a bit of choice. And then as far as cost goes, if you're looking at out-of-state options, we certainly give them a run for their money. In-state tends to be a little bit cheaper. All right, well, that'll be it for Glasgow, and hope to hear from you if you've heard something you like. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing the University of Glasgow with all of us today. All right, we've heard from 3 great schools. We have 3 more to go. So just a reminder to all of our attendees, you can use that Q&A button to ask any questions you'd like. You can ask it to a specific school or leave a question for all of our representatives to take a crack at. All right, next we're going to be hearing from University of Manchester.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Anu Lee. I'm an international officer and I represent the University of Manchester, which is Britain's largest single site university. We were established in 1824. So we have a proud history of innovation and world's firsts, some of which are listed here. So in 1917, our Nobel Prize winner, Ernest Rutherford, split the atom. In 1948, Kilburn and Williams built the world's first stored program computer. And then in 1957, Bernard Lowell built the world's largest steerable radio telescope. So taking a look at the University of Manchester and our vision, we are part of UK's Russell Group, which identifies 24 world-class research intensive universities. So for the US side, a lot of people know this as the UK's version of the Ivy Leagues. It's not a direct translation, but it's somehow similar. So we do have a unique vision, and we are proud to boast 25 Nobel laureates amongst our staff and students. And we have 2 currently teaching on campus, 1 in the physics department and 1 in the math department. We have an outstanding learning and student experience, and we are the top UK university for 2 years running for social and environmental impact. In terms of rankings, we are ranked 27th in the world according to the QS World Rankings. We're ranked 6th in the UK and 8th in Europe, not to mention our individual programs are highly ranked. 83% of research is judged to be world leading or internationally excellent. Again, that is a criteria of being part of the Russell Group. And we are the first choice for graduate employers in the UK. So we have all of our students graduating, doing wonderful things out there. One of my favorites is our students from the engineering school who are building Formula One cars in Monte Carlo. And then we have regular recruiters coming to campus. There's Jaguar, Apple, Deloitte, IBM, BBC, our accounting and tax companies like PwC and KPMG. There's AstraZeneca, which is obviously one of the big ones because it's in the news pretty much every week now because of their COVID-19 vaccine. So these are the type of companies that you can consider working for, as we already have great relationships with them because they are constantly recruiting from Manchester. Taking a look at our courses, so under our 3 faculties, we have our Faculty of Science and Engineering, our Faculty of Biology, Medicine and Health, and our Faculty of Humanities, which houses the Business School. We have some really popular courses, particularly for North American students. This includes law, which is one of our popular undergraduate level degrees, which is law and medicine. So if you know about the UK, then you know that they can be studied at the undergraduate level, which is different from how it's studied in the US. And then some of our other popular subjects listed here: sociology and criminology, physics and math, computer science and AI, politics and international relations, and creative writing. So humanities is really making a show here. When thinking about your Manchester student experience, so we are home to over 40,000 students from 160 nationalities. Over 10,000 of our students are international students on our campus, so that makes Manchester one of the most international and diverse universities in the UK. The university and the city are also one of the most affordable for students seeking a degree in the UK. I know some of my colleagues on this just talked about the affordability of the UK. Living cost and tuition together for Manchester is about 40,000 to 48,000 a year. And that excludes the School of Medicine, which operates a little bit differently, but it is true, it is cheaper than studying in some of the bigger cities in the US. And again, this is a 3-year degree. When it comes to your career, we offer amazing options for you at university, and of course, once you graduate. But most of our degrees will give you the option to integrate a year abroad. So you might hear about this, you might hear it called the year in industry or the sandwich year. It's a time for you to do a graduate level internship. It's really just a job for a year, and it's going to be relevant to your degree. So if you are studying marketing, then your sandwich year is going to be a marketing job. You'll also have opportunities for summer internships, for volunteering, outreach programs. You might even want a part-time job while you're studying. So if that is of interest to you, there are many opportunities for that as well. So Manchester in general is there to support your journey. There's resources all throughout campus and your departments. One of the big ones you'll probably visit is the career services, where they offer one-to-one appointments with you. They'll assist you with writing your CV, list of available internships that you can apply for, and of course, much more. And when it comes to our campus, here are some beautiful photos so you can see. I encourage you to go online and see more photos, but we are located in the second largest city in the UK. Manchester City has some of its own firsts. It's the birthplace of vegetarianism, feminism, and the Industrial Revolution. We have over 400 clubs and societies. So there's sports, there's clubs, debate, if that's something that you're interested in, there's a wide range for you to join. We also have an accommodation guarantee for international students. So the best news is that all rooms are single occupancy. You'll never have to share your room. You just have to decide if you want the self-catered or catered option. And lastly, we have over 500,000 alumni in 190 countries doing amazing work. So we look forward to new students joining that community. There's plenty of information on our website, but if you'd like to connect further, I'm going to leave my email address on there. If you want to take a quick picture, feel free to email me, and I'm happy to set up one-to-one conversations via Zoom, and we can discuss further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anuli, for sharing more about the University of Manchester. Our next school today is going to be London Metropolitan University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jadon Joyner, and I'm representing London Metropolitan University. So I'm the international officer for London Metropolitan, and that is not how I really sound. I just always like messing around and trying out a fake British accent. But I'm one of 2 international officers. I'm based on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and I am your first point of contact for anything and everything London Metropolitan. So feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions about the university. So London Metropolitan, we're located in central London. We have 2 campuses, our Holloway Road and our Altgate campus. We have about 10,000 students, and just like a lot of the other London universities, we offer a 3-year bachelor's program and 1-year master's program. We have international scholarships, we accept US financial aid and veterans benefits, and we have over 200 undergraduate and postgraduate programs. One thing that we really pride ourselves at London Metropolitan is our diversity, and we really believe in making university accessible to anyone and everyone who's looking to attend university. And so we have students from over 147 different nationalities. Over 64% of our students are BAME students, which stands for Black, Asian, or Minority Ethnic students. And at least 96% of our students, staff, and faculty come from at least one underrepresented group in higher education. And so we really believe in just making university accessible to everyone. And one person who kind of represents that diversity is a famous alumnus of London Metropolitan, that's Sadiq Khan, who is the current mayor of London. And he also believes in London as a higher education capital of the world, and we really strive to be that at London Metropolitan as well. So you've heard a little bit about why you should study in the UK, so I'll go through this really quickly, but it's a lot cheaper when you're comparing it to private or out-of-state options. Again, we do offer international scholarships, and you have the UK post-study work visa, which allows you to work in the UK for up to 2 years after you graduate. We also have long breaks, so if you're trying to return back to the East Coast or back to the US, you can always do that with our long breaks. And again, we offer US financial aid and veterans benefits. In terms of the application process, we have no application fee and we're rolling admissions. We have a flexible September and January start date, and we accept students with around a 3.0, but feel free to contact me if you want to talk a little bit more about your qualifications. We are test optional for the fall, and you can apply through our website or you can apply through UCAS through the UK Common App. So if you want to experience the real London, I'm going to show you a couple pictures and just kind of give you a feel for what it's actually like on campus. And so this is an aerial view, one of the coolest or photos from our Holloway Road campus. And our Holloway Road campuses really houses our business, human sciences, and social sciences. So this is where most of our courses are. And what's really cool is we're actually right next to Emirates Stadium. If you're really interested in football or the Premier League, it's really fun and crazy on game days. We're also a 5-minute tube stop or tube ride from St. Pancras Station, where if you were trying to go to Hogwarts, going to platform 9 3/4, or if you were in all seriousness trying to go to Paris or to Belgium, you can take the train from from King's Cross Station to Paris or Brussels on the Eurostar. So there's a lot of different options because we're so centrally located. This is our Altgate campus, which is located in East London. And this really houses a lot of our art, architecture, and other artistic majors. So there's a lot of different things that you can take at this more artistic campus. And so now I'm going to go through a couple pictures so you can really get a feel for the campus and what it's actually like there. And so this is a picture of our science lab, which is, we call it our super lab, which is one of the largest in Europe. This is one of our learning centers, and I always love it because it feels very IKEA-esque, and because we really like to combine the more modern and the more historical elements of London in our architecture. These are some more of our cutting edge classrooms. We have TV studios, newsrooms, art, architecture and design studios. And then we have like these cafes and bars and things just around campus that students have access to. And it's really great because as a student, you get discounts to a lot of things around the city, whether it's discounts on movies and bars and restaurants, or discounts to things like a theater show. If you want to go to West End, which is the British version of Broadway, you could go and see shows like The Lion King for $15 relatively. And so you get a lot of different benefits being a student at London Metropolitan. And it's even great, and some of the other people might have mentioned it, but London is the #1 city for international study. And a lot of students just love being in London because of all the people you get a chance to interact with while you're there. We have gyms, sports halls, dance studios, really anything that you can think of. And I always like to suggest this to students that do something you love. It's this really awesome student-led tour where you can really get a feel for what it's like being on campus, riding the tube, all of that. And if you have any other questions, my contact is here. I'll also put it in the chat. Feel free to shoot me an email and I will happily answer any question that you might have. And now I'm going to pass it off to our next presenter.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John, for sharing more about London Metropolitan. All right, we are on to our 6th school, Temple University Japan campus.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, hello from Tokyo, Japan. My name is Her, admissions counselor from Temple University Japan campus. I'll call TUJ for short. TUJ is the international branch campus of Temple University main campus in Philadelphia. I'm sure you all know Temple in Philly. It is one of the largest public research universities in the US, and it's the largest school in Philly. And we're located in Tokyo, Japan. Temple also has another branch campus in Rome, Italy. And because we're the same school, it's very easy for students to transfer among 3 campuses. For example, you can start at our Japan campus, then you can spend 1 or 2 semesters at Rome campus or our main campus in the US, or you can easily transfer back to the US campus anytime to finish the degree. We offered 10 majors in liberal arts field where the student can spend all 4 years in Japan. The most popular majors are international business studies, communications, art, international affairs, just to name a few. And all classes at TJ are in English. You don't need to know any Japanese to apply. Just more than a year ago, we moved to a brand new campus. Our campus is located in central location of Tokyo. It is in an area called Sangenjaya, which is a 5-minute train ride away from Shibuya Station. For those who don't know, Shibuya is like Times Square, New York. It's the most popular district for young people in Tokyo, and it's the most visited spot for tourists when in Japan. So our students really enjoy the campus location because after school, they can just hop on the train for a few minutes, and then there they are in Shibuya. So there are so many fun things to do there. So why TUJ? In this short presentation, I just want to give you 3 main reasons why you should consider TUJ. First, because we are American school with affordable tuition fee and with achievable aspects. We're located in Tokyo, but the degree and the credits you'll be earning will be Temple degree, Temple credits, exactly the same degree and credits that students in Philly earn. The only difference is that you do it in Tokyo, Japan. And if you're taking AP, IB, A-levels, college credits, those credits can be transferred to TUJ, which helps you to save time, money, and efforts. In terms of tuition, please look at the chart here showing TUJ's tuition fee comparing to public and private universities in the US. It's about $15,000 per year at TUJ. It's about 40 to 50% lower compared to average tuition fee in the US. And it's even cheaper for you to go out of the country to study abroad than going out of states. So the question is, why not? And you'll still be able to earn an American degree. And of course, we're American schools, so you can use American benefits like financial aid, GI Bill, or use private loans. We also offer merit-based scholarships, which are very easy to apply. And we are located in Tokyo. And as you know, Tokyo is the biggest city in Japan, is the most developed city in Asia. So there are many opportunities when it comes to part-time jobs, internship, and full-time jobs. Talking about jobs, we have a career development office to help students prepare for job hunting and help them to find jobs in Japan or back in your home countries. Internship is a distinctive feature of teacher education. For some majors, internship is required and it's credit-bearing internship. You can see the list of companies here that have recruited TUJ students for the internship program. This is Almani. She's a political science major and she took part in the internship program at the US Embassy in Tokyo. She really enjoyed this experience and she said this is very helpful for her career prospect later. We also offer on-campus job fairs. We invite companies to the campus to recruit our students for full-time job opportunities. You can see a few of the companies here. And as a result, our employment rate is 97%. Many international students choose to stay in Japan after graduation because having working experience overseas will be very helpful for the career prospect later. And we have a career development office to help you find jobs. So how to apply? There are 2 ways to apply to TUJ. You can either apply directly to TUJ or through Common App. If Common App, please be sure to select the Japan campus because it's different from our main campus in the US. But no matter what you choose, this is what we require. In terms of test score, we just became test optional this year, so you can apply without an SAT or ACT. But if you're non-native English speakers, you're still required to submit an English test score like TOEFL, IELTS, PTE, or Duolingo. If you have SAT or ACT, we can submit that instead. After you submit everything, the result will be sent to you within 4 weeks. It's very straightforward and very simple. I'll be guiding you through the application process. So that's all about TJ and the admissions application process. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us to this email address here, or there's also a Q&A box. I'll be very happy to answer them. And there's also a QR code here for you. It will lead you to our website. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. It's run by our students, so you can see how it is living and studying in Japan. And then thank you so much for listening, and I hope you continue to stay safe and healthy during this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ha, for sharing more about Temple University Japan campus. All right, we have a few last minutes together. I want to make sure attendees can grab contact information out of the chat, that they can think of any last questions they might want to ask in that Q&A. So while we're doing that, I'd love to invite all of our presenters to come back on camera and to answer a question about a favorite event, tradition, something that gives us a little extra insight into the unique and awesome student culture and community for your campus. We're going to go in the exact same order that you presented. So we'll start with Kendall at University College Dublin. And as the person ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer away. So Kendall, go right ahead.
Yeah, I would probably have to say that one of the more popular, I guess, traditions you can say at UCD is the colors match. That is actually a sports game between UCD and our friendly rivals down the road. It actually started with rugby, but has since expanded to other sports. So any game between us and our sports rival in Dublin is called a colors match. So that's always a fun match to turn out to.
Should I just jump in next?
Yep, go right ahead.
Okay, perfect. So at University of Roehampton, we have a very fun tradition, similar to in Harry Potter, how all 4 houses competed every academic year for the House Cup. We have the same exact thing on campus surrounding our 4 colleges, and we call it the College Cup. So depending on which program which college your program is under, then you could potentially be the house or college winner every academic year, which is really fun. And I feel like it just creates more community and camaraderie.
Yeah, I think the end of the year holidays are always kind of fun, but in Scotland, New Year's is called Hogmanay. So in Hogmanay, there's a ceremonial haggis, you'll have a Scottish dance, which is called a ceilidh, and plenty of drinks. So you get to hang out with your professors and other students on campus too, so it's quite fun.
I think that makes me next. Manchester, we have a global week where all the different students, and they might be part of different affinity groups, they can showcase their culture. So it'll be food, it'll be music, dancing, there'll be a whole bunch of things where you can showcase your culture. And of course, if you're in such a diverse environment, there are a lot of cultures to learn about.
All those are great. I would say probably for us, it would be orientation week. So when you land in London, probably Heathrow Airport, you get a chance to meet probably us or just other people from the university. You get a chance to just be thrown in with everyone from all these different countries. And we go on scavenger hunts around the city to get a chance to know the city a little bit better. And so it's really fun, and you're dropped into just a lot of craziness, but it's also just really exciting.
My favorite event on campus is called Temple Spirit Day and Distress Day. So on campus, if students wear something temple gear or any temple red, anything, they can get free food and drinks on campus. Like today, for example, the dean will be on campus giving away free pies, like apple pie or cheesecake or carrot cakes. So it's really fun. I like that. That's one of the reasons why I like bring students to the campus.
I love hearing all of these different events, traditions. I want to go look on social media, check them all out. And I hope all of the attendees watching now and those watching later maybe think, I want to go check that out and see if they can see themselves as a part of your campus communities. So thank you all for sharing. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole event, is hearing about this. Well, we are coming to the end of our time right now. And so I just wanted to first of all thank all of our panelists for presenting about each of your institutions. They are amazing places, not just those logistics and all those facts and figures of admissions, but just the passion you have for the student experience in and out of the classroom is really evident, and your hard work is awesome. To all of our attendees, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch or watching this on the recording. We hope that you are inspired to reach out, build relationships. These admissions representatives and their colleagues are your best resource. You can ask them anything. They love what they do. They want to answer your questions and help you discover even more, because this was just a small snapshot today of what each of these schools has to offer. As we now kind of get to the housekeeping logistics of saying goodbye, when you all close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. 4 questions, super short. Please answer it. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide us. Also, this is just one of many sessions that are being held for Pennsylvania students. We hope that you'll sign up for more. In about a week's time, you'll find this session's recording so you can watch it again or share it with family and friends. And you can also find all of the other session recordings as well. And these will all be at that same website where you register, stryscan.com/Pennsylvania. So thanks again, everyone, and best wishes in your college search and decision journey. I hope it's a lot of fun and enjoy the adventures ahead. Goodbye.